These are the exercises for Futato chapter 39. Section A, parsing. Number 1, Yith Hallelu. We've got the Yod prefix, we've got the Yith prefix. Here's our lemma, halal. We've got a Yith prefix. So again, if you watch the previous videos, going through these by our tried and true method here, we have the Yod. Is that a prefix or not? Well, it could be. It's followed by a Tav. And we have Yith right here. That is a sure sign of a Hithpael, again, assuming we have a discernible lemma thereafter, and we do. Okay? And so we've got Yith. Here's our prefix, Yod, and our long vowel at the end. It tells us that this is a Hithpael imperfect, third masculine plural. Number 2, Hith Kadash T. Now we can tell from the T at the end, that's a perfect, a suffix ending for the first common singular. We begin here, hey, is that a prefix? Well, it certainly can be, followed by Tav with short I, Hith. And then our ending tells us we have a Hithpael perfect, first common singular. Again, Hithpaels are very easy. Number 3, Mith Napel. Again, mem, is that a prefix? It sure can be. It's one of our candidates. It's followed by a Tav with the short I, Myth. That's going to be a Hithpael participle. And there's no further ending, so we have a Hithpael participle masculine singular. Number 4, Hish Takavita. We can tell by the ta we have a perfect, a suffix ending, second masculine singular. And we look at the beginning, we have hey, yes, that can be a prefix. It's followed by sheen with a short I, hish. There's only one thing that can be, a hish tafel, perfect, second masculine singular. Of course, the lemma is always the same here, chava. Number 5, nith paleo. We have noon. Is that a prefix? Well, that's one of our possible prefix consonants. It's followed by tav with a short I, nith. This is not nifal. It's nith palel. This is a hith palel. Okay, that's the pattern, hith palel. And the only noon that we're going to get with a Hithpael with a noon prefix is going to be Hithpael imperfect first common plural. That noon is an imperfect prefix, and it can only be first common plural. Again, this is not nifal. It's Hithpael. Okay, nith. Number 6, Hith nabetem. Again, tem is a dead giveaway for a perfect suffix, perfect conjugation, second masculine plural. Out front we have hith, so we have a Hithpael perfect, second masculine plural. Number 7, we have vai. Here we have vav patak dagesh, so we know we have vav consecutive here. We have, though, to look at the form, we have got Yod. Is that a prefix? Certainly can be. It's followed by Sheen with short I, Yish. So we have a Hish Tafel, Vav consecutive, but what is our person and number? Well, the root is Kava. All right, so what we have here is Yish Taku. We don't have Yish Takavu. Now that's important here because if we had that last or that second consonant right here, we would have a plural, but we don't. So we have a third masculine singular. Again, that one is tricky because with the lemma we're dealing with chet and then vav and then its final hey. So the final hey is going to drop off. But again, we don't have that other consonant representation, and we don't have the chet vocalized to give us that. Kavu. We have ku. So it's third masculine singular. Number 8, we have the form I was just talking about. Again, Futato's giving you both here to show you the difference. We have vai, again, vav, patak dagesh, we know it's vav consecutive, yish, we know it's hishtafel, but here we have takavu. We've got the vav represented as consonants. So this one is a third masculine plural. Again, see the difference here at the end. Number 9, mith halalim. Mem, is that a prefix? Well, it certainly can be. Followed by tav, and we have an I class, short I vowel. So mith, that's the sign of the hithpael participle, and the ending will tell us it's masculine plural. Number 10, eth kadesh. Aleph, can that be a prefix, an imperfect prefix? Yes, it can. It's followed by tav with an I class vowel, eth. So we have a hithpael again, and the aleph here tells us it's hithpael imperfect first common singular. 39B and C, again, you can get from your answer key. 39D, more parsing. We have number 1, calm. Now, again, he tells you that these are review of hollows, so you know what the lemma is. It's going to be kum. So calm, if you remember, could be two things. We know it's definitely cal. There's nothing about it to tell us it's pl or pual or hifil or nifal or anything like that. We have a cal, and we have two possibilities in this simplest form. Cal perfect, third masculine singular, or cal participle, masculine singular. Number 2, yakum. Yod, is that a prefix? Well, it certainly can be. Do we have a discernible lemma? Yes, we do. Kum, we have here a cal imperfect, third masculine singular. Again, no further ending. 3, yakim. Yod, is that a prefix? Well, it can be. Do we have a discernible lemma? Well, if you, again, know your vocabulary, you're going to see that we have kof and mem here. The middle, again, it's hirik yod, this middle vowel. Again, when we look for lemmas, we've been excluding that, and we can here. So we're left with really two consonants. And at this point, you'd have to remember that in hollow verbs, again, you're going to lose that shorek, okay, in the form here. You're going to lose that middle consonant, which is a vav. Of course, when it's pointed, it's long u. And so hopefully you'd recognize the lemma and then look for the vowel pattern, A class, I class. And that would give you your hifil imperfect third masculine singular. 4, hakim. Now, in number 3, we had a hifil imperfect, A class, I class. Here we have I class, I class. We have a hey, is that a prefix? Well, it can be. Again, discernible lemma, yes. Hey with I class, okay, as a prefix, is really only going to be one thing. Hifil perfect, third masculine singular. Again, no further ending here. Number 5, hakimota. Again, ta, the suffix ending gives it away. This is going to be a perfect second masculine singular of something. We've got the hey out front. Can that be a prefix? Yes, it can. Discernible lemma. We have a hifil, again, perfect second masculine singular. Number 6, takumi. Tav, can that be a prefix? Yes, it can. Discernible lemma. Kum, yes, there it is. The ending tells us this is what? A cal imperfect second feminine singular. Again, it's cal. We don't have A class, I class here. It's just cal. Number 7, hakimonu. Again, the nu is a giveaway that we have a perfect suffix ending. It's going to be first person plural, first common plural. So hey out front, is that a prefix? Well, it can be. Do we have a discernible lemma? Yes, we do. We have hifil perfect, first common plural. Number 8, com tem. Okay, we've got tem. That's a dead giveaway for a perfect second masculine plural. Leaves us with kof and mem. Again, hopefully you would know your vocabulary well enough to know that, okay, the lemma is probably going to be kum. And I know in the perfect, again, that hollow verb, the middle consonant is going to drop out. Consonant vowel is going to drop out. So we have a cal perfect second masculine plural. Again, there's nothing here to suggest it's anything other than cal. Number 9, hakimu. Now here, we have to think a little bit. Hey, is that a prefix? Well, it can be. Discernible lemma, yes, right there. Kum, okay. With a long U. Now, this is not a kal. This is not a hifil perfect because we'd have I class here. It's not a hifil imperfect because he is not an imperfect prefix. So the only thing it can be is an imperative, a hifil imperative, and the ending tells us it's second masculine plural. Number 10, mekim, mem. Is that a prefix? Well, it can be. Discernible lemma, yes. Mem with I class here. This is going to be a hifil participle, masculine singular. Again, no further ending from cum. 39E, translation. And we'll try to be as literal as possible here. We've got Vayehi Babo Ker. And it came to pass, again, Futato leaves that off, but I'm going to render it. And it came to pass, again, we've got a Vav consecutive form, in the morning. Okay, so some time set in the past, we have completed action. It came to pass in the morning, Vayavo'u, Vav Patak Dagesh. Again, this is a Vav consecutive form. We've got our Yod here, because all Vav consecutives are going to be imperfects with the Vav attached, Vav prefixed. So Yod and along U, this is going to be a third masculine plural Vav consecutive from Bo. Okay, and it came to pass in the morning, either that or just they went. Who's they? Well, ha'anashim, the men went, el, to, ha'hekal, to the temple, asher, which, who or which, ba'ir, which in the city, which was, will supply in English, in the city. They went to the temple which was in the city. Vayehi, again, another Vav consecutive form here, and it came to pass, now we've got kaf, ke, bo, am. So we can see right here, bo is going to be our lemma, but we've got a preposition prefixed to a verbal. And again, anytime you see that, you should be thinking what? Infinitive construct. And then the suffix, is going to be the subject of the infinitive construct. And it came to pass when they went, or when they came, or whatever. Again, then we have vayish takhavu, vav patak dagesh. We have a vav consecutive form, yish takhavu. It's going to be hishtafel, vav consecutive, and we've got a yod here to lead off. Yish is our prefix, and then long U, it's going to be third masculine plural. And it came to pass when they went, or when they came, again, however you're going to translate that, then they bowed down. Again, this is from Chava, it's a hishtafel. They bowed down, lifnei, they bowed down before ha'hekal, before the temple. Vayakumu, vav patak dagesh, another vav consecutive, continuing the narrative sequence. We've got yod right here, long U, again, no surprise, it's third masculine plural like the other ones have been. And so they bowed down before the temple, and then they what? Then they got up, then they arose. Vayetsu, again, same thing, vav consecutive, vav patak dagesh. Tsera under the prefix tells you that we have an original first yod lemma, yatsa, U, again, yod, and the long U ending, third masculine plural. Then they got up and they went out from Ha'ir, from the city, min Ha'ir, from the city, velo shavu, and not they returned. This is from shuv. It's a hollow, shavu, hollow verb. It's from shuv, third common plural, and they did not return. So in the morning, the men came to the temple in the city, and when they came, they prostrated themselves, so they bowed down, again, however you want to translate it, in front of the temple. Then they got up, went out from the city, and did not return. Number 2, Vayer Redu. So we've got here Vav Patak Dagesh. Okay. We've got a Vav consecutive form. The Tsera under the Yod here is going to suggest to us that we've got a first Yod lemma, Yarad. We've got Yod and a long U vowel here, so it's third masculine plural. So we've got a Kal, third masculine plural. Again, we've got a Vav consecutive form. So, and they, Yarad, they went down. Well, who went down? The Ha Giborim. The warriors went down to Hayam, to the sea. Le Hilachim. We've got Lamed, and we've got what? Hey, and Lakam. Okay, Lakam. Okay, Lakam. We know that as a lemma, a verb lemma from our vocabulary. Again, to fight. We've got a preposition out here. Well, what do we do with the hey? Well, can the hey be a prefix? Well, it can be. Do we have a discernible lemma? Lakam. Yes, we do. Look at our vowel pattern. Hirik, Dagish, Komets. This is a nifal, and so we know it's a verbal with a prefix lamed. So this is going to be infinitive construct, and of course that makes sense with the hey prefix here. So they went down to the sea in order to fight al against oyevehem. This is oyavim plus a suffix. So the enemies of them, so they're fighting against their enemies. Vehem, and they, HeMe2. Okay, this, again, we know our vocabulary, so this is looking like it's going to come from mut, or again a hollow verb, to kill or to die. Again, kill would be in the hifil. We've got a hey prefix. Can that be a prefix? Well, it can, yes. Discernible lemma, sure. If that's mut, we've got, again, this is going to be hey with I class prefix. That's going to scream hifil perfect, and the ending will tell us it's third person plural, third common plural. And they, what? They themselves, you could, if you want to bring out the pronoun here, we'll just go with, and they killed, they caused to die. Hifil is causative. They caused to die. They killed otam, them. So these warriors killed their enemies. They killed them. Vayith halelu. Okay, we've got here really a typo, actually. Vav patak, there should be a dagesh here. Vayith, it's going to be hith palel. It's going to be imperfect yith, and then the long u. Again, there should be a dagesh here, but in my version of Futata's grammar, that is a typo. So we've got a hith palel, vav consecutive. Again, the form is imperfect, but prefixed vav like this is vav consecutive, and it's third masculine plural. So, and they praised, or they gave praised, something like that. They praised themselves to bring out the hith pa'el. And they praised themselves, or again, there might be some other way to render the reflexive, but really in the context here, looking forward here, and they praised themselves, or maybe they boasted would be better in English, but I want to bring out the reflexive here. And they praised themselves, lemor, saying, Gedolim anachnu, we are great. Again, Gedolim is an adjective, it's plural, and we, of course, is a plural pronoun, first person. We are great, Mikal, from all Oyavenu. Now this, again, here there should not be a space here. We've seen this a couple times in my version of Futato. It's Oyavenu, our enemies. We are greater than all our enemies. Ki, because lo HeMe2, because they, look at this, because they did not kill. Okay, we've got the same form here. Look, HeMe2. Up here we had they killed, but it's negated here because they did not kill Otanu, us. They did not kill us. Be Yadehem. Bet preposition. We've got Yadehim. This is again Yadim plus a suffix. Yadim is the plural of hand. Yad. They did not kill us by their hands, by their own hands, or with their hands, or something like that. The warriors went down to the sea to fight against their enemies. They themselves killed them. So he does again bring out. Again, there's this emphasis here. Pronoun with plural pronoun with the plural form. They themselves killed them. Then they praised themselves by saying, we are greater than all our enemies, for they did not kill us with their own hands. Number 3, vehaya, and it shall be. Now we've got a vav consecutive here, but a perfect. Okay. Remember vav vayehi, vav consecutive imperfect. Again, that sets the time in the past, completed action. Here we have vehaya, vav consecutive perfect, which sets the time in the future. Vehaya, and it shall be bayom hahu, in that day. Now we've got vehith palel. Well, we've got a vav here. Now we have to pause and say, okay, I've got a vav, normal vav, and then I've got hith palel. This is going to be hith. It's going to be a hith pa'el of the lemma palal. Okay, so we've got a perfect third masculine singular here from palal in the hith pa'el stem, but is it vav consecutive? Okay, or is it just a normal vav? Should we translate this past, completed action, as a perfect, or should we translate this future as a vav consecutive perfect? Well, the answer to that is the latter. We're going to translate it as future because of what has preceded back here. Okay, we're continuing the narrative sequence. And it shall be in that day that, or then, he shall pray, hith nave, another hith pa'el, third masculine singular, perfect, okay, and vav consecutive. We're continuing. It's the same thing here. And he shall prophesy. Well, who's he? Well, it's Hanavi HaKadosh, the holy prophet. The holy prophet shall pray and shall prophesy. Ve shameu, and they, okay, look, we've got a vav, normal vav, and a perfect form. It's continuing the sequence. The sequence is still not, it's unbroken. So we've got another vav consecutive perfect. And they shall listen. Well, who's they? It's the Avdei Hamelech. And the servants of the king shall listen. Ve davakhu. We've got another one. Same thing. Third common plural vav. It's vav consecutive perfect. And they shall cling la mitzvot, to the commands. Ve lakukim. And to, notice the definite article, and to the kukim, and to the statutes, ha ketuvim. They shall cling, the servants of the king will listen, and they shall cling to the commands and to the statutes, ha ketuvim. We've got ha with dagesh. We have a definite article here. We have ketuvim. Again, we're looking at what here? We've got im. That's only going to be either a noun, plural noun ending, masculine plural, or a plural masculine participle. And we could look at what really is our lemma, katav here, kaf, tav, bet. We have this u in the middle, and that's the sign of what? The cow passive. This is a cow passive plural. So they'll cling to the commands and to the statutes which were written. Again, translate it passively. Katav is to write. Which were written, besefer, in the book of the Torah, in the book of the law of Elohim, the book of the law of God. In that day the holy prophet will pray and prophesy, and the servants of the king will listen. Then they will cling to the commandments and the statutes which are written, or were written, again, whatever the context dictates, in the book of the law of God. Hebrew Bible excerpts, again, you can check these in your own translation. Again, make it a fairly literal one, but let's just hit a few things here. We've got number 1, hishtachavu. It's obviously hishtafel, and it's going to be third common plural. This is a perfect form. This is not imperfect. Perfect form, third common plural. Okay. Is it a perfect? No. Remember, some of these, the hith pa'el and of course the hishtafel, you could have the perfect be identical to what? To an imperative. Okay? So you want to ask yourself, is this a perfect or an imperative? Then we've got lehar, kodsho, ki, kadosh, Adonai, Eloheinu. All of this vocabulary you should know easily. The issue here is this form right here. How are we going to parse that? So I'll let you Look at that and then check yourself on your translation. Number 2, ki ata, for you, Adonai Tsevaot Elohei Yisrael, for you, O Lord of hosts, God of Israel, Galita. Now, Futata has a note here. This is actually your ta, your second masculine singular perfect ending. Sometimes a he will be appended to that ta, just to mark the vowel. This is from Galah, again, so it's going to be a perfect form, second masculine singular. Et ozen, okay, et ozen, okay, the ear of your servant, okay. Now, again, I'm not going to translate the whole thing for you. Lemor, bayit, evne, lach, okay. What do we have here? Bayit, house, and we've got evne, well, aleph. Can that be a prefix? It can be. Do I have a discernible lemma? Bana. Okay, that should give you your parsing. Al kain matzah, easy enough form. Avdecha et libo le hith palel. Lamed hith palel. This is going to be an infinitive construct because it's prefixed by a lamed. Elecha. Okay, again, I'll let you do that. You can check yourself in your own Bible. 2 Chronicles 29:15. Vaya'aspu. We've got Vav, Patak, Dagesh. We have a Vav consecutive form, Yod, long U, third masculine plural from Asaph. Okay. Et Akehem, Vayith, Kadeshu. Vav, Patak, Dagesh. We have a Vav consecutive. It's going to be Hithpael because of Yith. So Yith, there's our imperfect prefix. U, long U vowel, third masculine plural again. Vav consecutive of Hithpael. Vayavo'u, Vav Patak Dagesh, another Vav consecutive. Again, this one's going to be Kal. The lemma is Bo. Again, third masculine plural. Ke mitzvot. Again, prefix, preposition there with a plural noun. Hamelech. Again, easy enough. Again, you can check yourself in your Bible for the translation. And that is the end of the exercises for Futato, chapter 39.